चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवारी सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम प्रिय भरतहि सब भाई। सहस बदन तुमरो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जब कुबेर दिगपाल चहाते कभी कोबिद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपत दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका बैली मुख माहि जलधि लागी गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सभारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ करे कोई, छूटहि बंधि महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होवे सिद्ध साकी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूरति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान। There are certain parts in Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, or probably in any scripture, which make you utterly speechless. And then you start wondering how to put these emotions, these experiences into words. Yes, if a scripture is not able to awaken any emotion or experience, then the connection has not been made. While reading the scriptures, while reading a certain portion, there is no need to go very fast. Step by step, slowly, till you assimilate something, don't move forward. Till it actually resonates with you or becomes your experience, don't go ahead. Is there hurry? No. When we looked at the story of Devki and Vasudevji, they had spent an eternity, how many, 20,000 years, praying to the Lord, birth after birth. And then Sri Krishna was born. So we do not know where we are on our journey, right? There is no hurry, there is no race. Nobody is competing with anybody over here. The spiritual journey is actually one of the most personal journeys, which only you can understand. Nobody else. And this journey is mostly done alone. Time and again, we have watched the Krishna Janam, right? It is celebrated. It's a Maha-Utsav, where Krishna is born, and the stories. And in fact, when we go to Bhagavats, which are being narrated in the pandals, where so many people come, this particular part is a celebration, where there would be actors dressed up, and there would be a baby who would come as Krishna, Yashoda, Nand, or, especially Vasudevji, and how he crosses the Yamuna. This entire thing is enacted. And then, there is a shower of chocolates. It is like a birth celebration. It's a great celebration. And mostly, this part of the Bhagavad is just subtly, mostly shown as a celebration. However, the awakening or the prakritya, the birth of Sri Krishna, is I feel a part where you need to stop and think, when will Krishna be born in my heart? Many of our scriptures say, right? Yog, tap, niyam, sanyam, all the austerities and penance, you might be able to stay hungry for a long duration. Yet, there is no guarantee that bhakti would be there as a part of your being. Bhakti, being a true devotee of the Lord, where, as we talked in the Mahatmya of Srimad Bhagwat Dasam Skand, that love for the Lord, that maddening love for the Lord might not be awakened in you. And when that maddening love for the Lord is not there, the prakatya or the birth of Sri Krishna is not possible. And that is the irony. How do you fall in love? And then you'll say that, as you said, and that the Dasam Skand claims that this Skand will help us fall in love with the Lord. But this knowledge, this self-realization, this truth कि अभी प्रभु से पूर्णतः प्यार नहीं हुआ है. I am not head over heels in love with the Lord. I am not going crazy about the Lord. Why? This question, at this point in Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, should actually bring you down to tears. कि प्रहलाद जैसी भक्ति मेरे में क्यों नहीं? गजेंद्र जैसा समर्पण मेरे में क्यों नहीं? द्रौपदी जैसा विश्वास मेरे में क्यों नहीं? ध्रुव जैसी तड़फ मेरे में क्यों नहीं? Why is it that my heart, in spite of all that I've done, does not yearn for you like these people? Their heart used to bleed for God. When Parikshit is talking to Shukdev ji, he's saying, I have no hunger or thirst left. कहते ना कि शरीर की सुध नहीं, where you do not even have any sense of your own body. That is that ultimate connection with the Lord where you feel only the Lord exists and I don't. The gopis had it. Radha had it. Sri Radha. That what is missing in us? What is missing in our tapasya? What is missing in our path? That this burning fire of love is still not blazing. And nobody else can make this judgment but you. Be honest. And in spite of the fact that the fire is not blazing, where 24 times 7, all you can think about is Sri Hari, is there a resentment that still the fire of love is not ablaze? Does a question come to your heart कि मैं भक्त कब बनूंगा, मैं भक्त कब बनूंगी? ऐसी भक्ति कब आएगी मेरे मन में? And saying this, let's see what was the difference and what is the difference between us and Vasudev ji and Mahadev ki. Ki Shri Krishna went there, in that cell, in the dungeon, where they were totally chained. They had shackles around them. Yet, Shri Krishna went to them, gave them darshan of his Chaturbhuj Roop, 4 arms, Shankra, Chakra, Gada, Padma, that yellow dhoti, the dark, mesmerizing color, that radiant smile. He gave them the darshan. He went to them. He desired to be born to them. He yearned for them. Who are we talking about? The Lord. If He yearned for them, how much would they have actually nurtured the love for Lord? नहीं तो नहीं होता ना. When we look at Devki Ma and Vasudev ji, their trouble, their situation was very heartbreaking, right? Being in the dungeon, captured, one child after another, destroyed, ruthlessly, mercilessly killed in front of you by your own sibling, by your own cousin, this is a kind of grief that can break anybody, right? However, Devki Ma and Vasudev ji still could hold on to that flame of devotion. That flame of devotion telling them that the Lord has everything in control. Whatever is happening is as per His will. And nothing wrong is happening because the Lord is in control. So much so that when the Devas came, in this session there are 3 stutis. In fact, I would say there are 4 stutis, which is going to, one more stuti is going to come now. First is a stuti of Shivji, Brahmaji and the Devas to the Lord when He was in the womb of Mahadevki. And what did they do with that stuti? They were telling the Lord, please don't break your promise. It is said, being in the mother's womb is like being in the worst of hells. The suffering of the child in the womb is beyond words. And so the Devas got afraid that the Lord might just break His promise and decide not to take birth and leave midway. And so they were praying and reminding the Lord that you have made a promise. And so please hold on. These 9 months shall pass. The suffering shall pass. Yes, it is living in hell. And do you know, when we are in the womb, we pray to God. We tell Him, please take me out of here. Please release me of this pain and suffering. I promise I will never forget you. I promise I will always sing your glories. I promise I will not embrace the vices. Please, O Lord, forgive me. Take me out of this womb. Take me out of this hell. Take me out of suffering. And when the child is born, what happens? This entire promise is forgotten. Right? Because we do not remember the suffering. We do not remember the promise. We do not remember anything. And what happens? Maya takes over. Ye Maya na, Prabhu ki Maya hai, so she takes over and we forget everything. And we live in the world as if no promise was made. We made a promise to God that we will only look at Him, we will only care for Him, we will only serve Him. Serve Him in the sense, we'll serve everybody knowing that the Lord is in them. Yet it is forgotten because of Maya. So over here, the Devas came and they are telling God to hold on, not to get scared of the suffering that He is facing in the womb. See, everybody wants their own benefit, right? The Devas were being troubled by the Danavas and they needed Sri Krishna to be born to help them. And then Vasudev ji saw this little boy first, before Devki Ma. Again, this boy, the small little boy, had 4 arms. He was not like a normal child. God wanted to reveal His true form to the people, to the parents who He had taken birth from. And Vasudev ji also sings glories of the Lord. And Devki Ma, when she sees him, is overwhelmed. And they talk about a lot of Vedantic wisdom over here. These 3 stutis, if read in detail, can cover all the Vedantic Gyan. And what is the 4th stuti? Why am I calling it a stuti? Is a Kanstuti. Yes, he also talks knowledge. We will see later in a few minutes. And after showing his divine form, God, Sri Krishna, tells Vasudevji, please take me to Vraj, drop me there. There my Maya has taken birth, and you take her from there and bring her to the cell. The Vasudevji wants to follow what the Lord has said, right? However, he is wondering, yahan se niklunga kaise? First though, I have chains, iron chains, shackles around me. The door is locked, the guards are there. This also, the dungeon is in the palace, and the palace is further guarded by the guards outside the fortress. And then getting out of that, and then going to the Gangaba. And how will I cross the Ganga? Because there was a storm brewing. Well, how will all this happen? But when the Lord said ki ye karna hai, Vasudevji did not question. He said, "Theek hai." Yes. See, the thing is, we are actually confined by our body conscious nature. Whenever a task comes in front of us, this me takes over. And when this me takes over, we become very small. हाँ, मेरे छोटे हाथ, मेरे छोटे पैर, मेरी छोटी पहुंच. Right? My reach is limited. My hands are small, my legs are small. Because we become confined to our body, we feel that we are this entity. And we forget that it is not this entity. It is that entire universe and its creator which is going to work through this entity. Who are we? But our limitations take charge of our abilities. And that is the problem. Most of the time, we limit ourselves. We do not know our true potential. Even science says that we hardly use our brain. Why? Because from the very beginning, we have been told that this is this individual and this is your capacity. Why is it? Right? We are not, right now we are talking about Vasudevji and Devaki Ma. Let's not go very far. Look at the mothers who have fought lions, who have jumped mountains to save their children. That extra human ability, where does it come from? Extraordinary ability, which they themselves did not know existed. Why? Because for that moment, even look at, for instance, let's come closer to a pianist maybe, or an athlete. Sometimes in that moment, he is able to accomplish what he had never been able to accomplish during his training or any other time. Because at that very moment, that mother, that athlete, that pianist, or that artist forgot his own very existence as the body. And when he dropped that weight that he was carrying, that I am this body, I have limited ability, when he just forgot it and he connected with the universe, his ability, his power, his potential increased by leaps and bounds. And then a miracle happened. We say, right? It was a miracle. It was not a miracle. It was just the ability to connect. But we don't. We can't. We're scared. Always scared. Why? Because we have forgotten who we are. Oh, we are Vasudevji. He knew there is a difference right now. When Sri Krishna was born in the Rohini Nakshatra, and at that time, there was a beautiful aura all around. The birds were chirping, the breeze had cooled down. There was an environment of utter peace and tranquility. the aura of this Lord had spread across. How to explain this feeling where everything comes to rest? And the rest is not like a lazy rest or a state of inertia. It is a rest where where you just are. A calmness takes over. And that kind of a calmness, that kind of a rest, that kind of divinity took over everything, from the birds to the plants to the breeze to the drops of rain to Mahadevki's heart and Vasudevji's heart. There was an environment of rest and peace and love. Not only could the guards feel it, even Kans could feel it. Kans knew that there is a difference in the air today. At the minute, God said, I have to be sent to Vraj, and you have to get my Yog Maya here. Vasudevji at once obliged. And Mahadevki said, listen, be very careful. You are radiating. This radiance of yours is spreading all over. Please don't be so radiant. Otherwise, Kans will find out. In spite of the Vishwaroop Darshan, a mother is a mother, right? Her child could be the Lord of the Lords, yet a mother always wants to protect him. Always wants to take care of him. Always wants to shield him. चाहे वो यशोदा हो, देवकी हो या कौशल्या हो, ठाकुर जी ही क्यों ना हो, है तो हम उनके बच्चे ना. And this kind of a relationship of a mother and God, where you have motherly love for the Lord, is very divine. And I think that is why, time and again, he wants to take birth, because he wants to feel protected. He wants to feel loved. He wants somebody to give to him. क्योंकि सारी दुनिया तो इनको ठगने के लिए बैठी है. सीधी सी बात है. Who wants to give to the Lord? Who wants to protect the Lord? Who wants to take care of him? Who worries about him? We take our worries to him. We seek protection from him. But do we want to protect him? And that can be done only by a mother, right? And that is why he is always desperate. Nurture that kind of love, where you also feel that you want to protect him, you want to love him, where you worry about him. We worry about people we love, right? Why don't we worry about the Lord? We should, ना? कि ठाकुर जी ने खाना खाया नहीं खाया, उनको अच्छे से नींद आई नहीं आई. क्यों? ऐसी चिंता नहीं करनी चाहिए. क्यों नहीं करनी चाहिए? प्रभु है नहीं. अगर प्रभु है तो चिंता करनी चाहिए. How many times you get up and ask him, भगवान जी नींद तो अच्छे से आई ना, तो आज भोजन में क्या बनाऊं आपके लिए? अच्छे से खाना तो खाया ना, एक रोटी और परोस दूं. ये भावना ना एक भक्त की होती है. शबरी के पास राम ऐसे ही नहीं चले गए थे. This was the kind of emotion Shabri nurtured. That thing that they depict, where she was eating one bear and offering, she was making sure कि my God does not get anything khatta, anything sour in his mouth. उस भाव से, when you're cooking and you're worried whether your Lord will have liked the food or not, is there enough salt or not, अगर आपने चख भी लिया तो बुरा नहीं है. Be very careful about all this. Don't get so carried away by karma kand. Like rituals. Rituals are not meant to make us rigid. All the rituals are meant for us to connect to the Lord. Over here, Vasudevji was in the dungeon. He was shackled, right? But when he had a son, he wanted to offer something. He wanted to give away. He wanted to celebrate. So what did he do? He did a mansik snan. He took a bath mentally, and mentally he donated 1,000 cows. Mentally he offered food to all the Brahmins. Mentally he distributed wealth to everybody. Mentally. बहुत शक्ति है. So don't, बहुत अच्छा है. We have to do the rituals. But don't get so rigid. कि these rituals who are meant to take you near the Lord pull you away from Him. We have seen this happen. Don't. Always. The best way to check is see if any practice is making you rigid or lucid. If it is making you rigid, it is wrong. If it is making you lucid and flexible, it is right. Why? Because you cannot be rigid on anything. You cannot be judgmental about anything. Whatever is happening is as per the Lord's will. Right? So how can you be rigid about this is right and that is wrong and this is the way it is supposed to be done? That is not the way. I am doing the right thing and he is doing the wrong thing. Nahi. Over here, Vasudev ji did Mansik Puja. For instance, tomorrow is Shivratri, right? And during Shivratri, everybody wants to go to the mandir and offer milk and bay leaves and everything to the Shivling. However, the current situation does not allow it. तो क्या करे? कुछ नहीं करे. मानसिक अर्पण करे. ठाकुर जी स्वीकार करेंगे. And remember, even when you go to the temple with that milk and yogurt and all the samagri, all the things in your hands, and while you're offering, if your mind is not there, what is the point? That the Lord won't accept. And when you have nothing in your hand, when even there is no shivling in front of you, and you sit down and say, Lord, accept my offering. Here I offer milk to you. Here I offer honey to you. Here I offer dhatura. Here I offer leaves. Here I offer flower. Here I do your shringar. I am decorating you. I am getting you ready. He will accept. There is a lot of power in our ability. This physical, tangible, yes, it is needed. Why? So that our mind does not wander. But for a stable mind, for a sthit mind, for a mind who is already at the Lord's feet, nothing is needed. What did Devki Ma and Vasudevji have? Nothing. But the Lord came, right? Did they have the opportunity to do the yagna, yagadi? Nothing. Did they have the opportunity to bathe every morning before offering? Nothing. All they had was a heart which they offered to the Lord. All through their hardships, they never uttered a word. All through their struggles, they never judged even guns. Even in the shackles, they decided to love and not to hate. Even though everything was going against them, they walked in faith. मानसिक दृष्टि से प्रभु उनको दिखते थे. And प्रभु आ गए. And even now, Ma is trying to protect the Lord. And Vasudevji, when ordered, ki please take me across, he immediately took the Lord in his arms. He did not think ki kaise hoga, kya hoga, I am in shackles, the doors are closed, so many guards are there. With faith, when the Lord said, you pick me up and you take me to Vrij, he picked the Lord up. And the minute he picked the Lord up, some say he carried him in his arms, some say he carried him in the basket. However he carried the Lord, the minute he carried the Lord, all the shackles were broken. खुल गई सारे, बेड़ियां सारी खुल गई. The gates flew open. The guards fell asleep, deep slumber. Kans, who had not been able to sleep for eternity because of fear, he was dying every day because of fear, right? Do you know? Pain. Pain is caused even before the injury. Fear causes pain even before an injury has happened. And that was happening to Kans. Out of fear, he was dying every day. He could not sleep. He could not eat. Even his footsteps he felt were the footsteps of Krishna. He felt as though Krishna was walking. If he uttered a word, he would think that is the voice of Krishna. He was so scared. And that particular day, when Krishna Janam happened, he was sleeping. He fell asleep, deep sleep, because of the Lord's Maya. Not only him, the entire Mathura fell asleep. Deep slumber. Who was awake when everybody else was sleeping? Devki, Vasudev ji. बस जब सारी दुनिया सो रही होती है ना, तब ये भक्त जग रहा होता है. सीधी सी बात है. Everybody is sleeping and this devotee is awake. And the devotee does not need anybody to be awake. Devki and Vasudevji did not want to flaunt Shri Krishna. और ढक रहे थे, और छुपा रहे थे. Protect your bhakti, protect your devotion, don't flaunt it. It is not meant to be shown or shown around. It is meant to be concealed and covered. Even now, they woke up, they were awake, they were walking out when everybody was sleeping. And Vasudevji saw that the doors had opened and he walked out. None of the guards were awake, deep slumber. There was a drizzle. There's a storm brewing, isn't it? And Vasudevji did not think, he just walked. Because the Lord has told him that you have to send me to Vrij. And he did not even think, kaise hoga? And the minute he held the Lord, the minute he put the basket on his head, or he hugged the Lord, because when he lifted him, he pressed the Lord to his bosom so that no amount of hurt should come to the Lord. The rainwater should not touch the Lord. He wanted to protect and cover the Lord. And when this happened, automatically everything worked out. From behind, Sheshnag came and covered. Without Vasudevji's knowing, the Lord was shielded from the rain, and the Father of God was also shielded from the rain. Sheshnag himself was following them so that the raindrops won't fall and reach the Lord and his Father. And without thinking, without stopping even once, Vasudevji stepped into Yamuna. ये भी नहीं सोचा, इतना डीप, इट्स सो डीप, इतना गहरा है, मैं कैसे पार जाऊंगा? कुछ नहीं. जब भगवान ने बोला पार जाना है तो मुझे पार जाना है. कैसे जाना है वो उसकी इच्छा ना. That is his problem, not mine. And Vasudevji was walking and Maha Ganga was rising up. Still he did not stop walking. From the ankle to the knees, from the knees to the shoulder, the water was rising till it reached the neck. Yet Vasudevji did not stop. कोई और होता तो पीछे हट जाता. How can I cross when the river is rising? She is rising beyond my... I cannot cross. No. Even though it seemed as though the river was rising beyond control, he did not stop. चलते जा रहे हैं. And at that time, what happened? Shri Krishna took out his small little feet and he let Ma Yamuna touch his feet. She was desperate to just touch the Lord's feet, her husband's feet. She touched his feet and she became calm. Immediately the water went down and she gave way for Vasudevji to cross. Just imagine, when the Lord is there, जब आपने प्रभु को हृदय से लगा लिया, and when you have totally surrendered to Him, who can trouble you? कहते ना, जाको हरा के साइया बाहर सके ना कोई, बाल ना बाका कर सके जो जग बैरी हुई. पर for that, वसुदेव जी जैसा अटल विश्वास भी तो होना चाहिए ना. That confidence and that love. Why am I harping on love, love, love? Because that is the whole thing. कहते ना, पोथा पढ़ पढ़ जग बुआ, पंडित भया ना कोई, ढाई आखर प्रेम के पढ़े सो पंडित होई. कुछ नहीं आता हो आपको संस्कृत नहीं आती हो, आपको ग्रंथ नहीं आते हो, कुछ नहीं आता हो, कोई बात नहीं। अगर आपके हृदय में ठाकुर जी के लिए प्यार है तो बस आपका बेड़ा पार है। इतनी सी बात है, ये प्रेम की बात है। कहते हैं ना, ये प्रेम की बात है उधो, बंदगी तेरे बस की नहीं है। यहाँ सरदे पे होते हैं सौदे, आशिकी तेरे बस की नहीं है। ये तो प्रेम की बात है, प्रेम की। वसुदेव जी को ठाकुर जी से प्यार था, कृष्ण पे पूर्ण विश्वास, अटल विश्वास, फुल कॉन्फिडेंस, फुल लव, that he did not think. And we keep thinking because we don't have faith. What seems unreal for us, what seems difficult for us, what seems कहते ना impractical for us, what seems impossible for us, is it not doable for him? No, there is nothing impossible for him. If he so desires, he can throw this earth like a ball. If he so desires, he can create lakes and rivers where there are none. If he so desires, he can uproot mountains and put them anywhere he likes. If he so desires. But the problem is we do not believe. We all pretend. We all pretend. We all sometimes even fool ourselves saying that we are devotees of God, but none of us are. And mind you, if you claim to be, then be ready to face the obstacles also. Lots of tests. But Devaki Ma and Vasudev ji did not have any tests. They did. What ordeal did they go through? Suffering immense, yet their faith did not shake. They did not say, Lord, all this while we have suffered so much because of our faith. Now, if we cross this river, what if I drown? What if I can never go back? What if Kans comes and destroys Devaki? Who will protect her? No questions. Yes, no questions asked. No questions asked. He just walked in faith. She just let him go in faith. कृष्ण ने बोला है वहां जाना है तो हम चले गए. And then you will say कि there Krishna said, but he does not talk to us. Really? God does not talk to you? The problem is we do not hear. He talks to each and every one of us. The problem is we don't hear. कहते ना निर्मल मन जन सो मुझे पावे, मोहे कपट चल छिद्र न भावे. Ask yourself, कितना कपट छल है मन में, या मन निर्मल है? Is your heart pure or there is deceit in your heart? See, both the things don't go together. The Lord resides in a pure heart, a pure mind. Even a bit, iota of deceit, iota of jealousy, iota of vices, the Lord cannot come. Possible ही नहीं है. ठाकुर जी का प्राकट्य हो ही नहीं सकता आपके हृदय में. That is what touches me about this particular part. The Lord is born. The Lord is born in the heart. And Vasudev ji crossed the Yamuna. And over there, in Nand Baba's house, in Vraj, also everybody was in the spell of Maya. Even my Yashoda was sleeping. He went there and he exchanged the babies. He put Sri Krishna there and he took Yog Maya with him. Again, he embraced Yog Maya. And now listen what happens when you embrace Maya and you leave the Lord. And when he embraced Maya, he crossed And when he reached the dungeons, what happened? The river went up again. It was thundering again. All the guards woke up. All the gates got locked. All the shackles came back. When you embrace the Lord, when you put Him in your heart and your head, all the shackles of sansar will be broken without any effort. But if you embrace Maya, no amount of effort, no amount of jap, yam, niyam, tap can free you from the bondage, from the shackles of samsar. हम यही कर रहे हैं ना, हमने तो माया को गले लगा रखा है. What is Maya? मैं और मोर तोर ते माया, me and mine, you and yours, ये मेरा है, ये तेरा है, ये मेरा बच्चा, ये तेरा बच्चा. मेरा पुत्र, तेरा पुत्र, my thing, my house, your house, my family, your family. My life is important, your life is not so. Where we have embraced duality, no matter how hard we try with karma card, rituals, havans, puja, abhishek, nothing will happen. And when we embrace the Lord, there is this bhajan, right? अब मैं नाचूं बहुत गोपाल, काम क्रोध का पहन कर चोला. है ना? This bhajan goes where he say कि look Thakur ji, look Krishna, look Gopal, look at how I am dancing. And what have I adorned myself with? Kam, krodh, moh, lobh, ahankar, delusion. Mad, matsarya, anger, jealousy, deceit. And now I'm dancing. I think I look beautiful. And with this we think that Lord का प्राकट्य होगा, Lord will be born, भगवान का प्राकट्य होगा. नहीं होगा. Stop fooling yourself. See, what is the point? Be honest. Do this reality check. Why not? And assess where you stand. Unless and until you assess, there is a self-assessment. How will there be any improvement? पर हम चले जा रहे हैं. एक हाथ, दोनों हाथ से तो हमने माया पकड़ रखी है और हम नाटक तो कर रहे हैं प्रभु के भक्त होने का. This is not how it works. Even Vasudev ji, look at him, who had embraced the Lord, who had put him on his head, who had hugged him and put him in his heart, who had given birth. Devki and Vasudev ji had given birth to Shri Krishna. When they had Shri Krishna close to him, everything was working in their favor, right? All the shackles were broken. They were not bound anymore. Mukt the. But the minute they left Shri Krishna and embraced Yog Maya, what happened? The same people who had known God, who had experienced what mukti is, became bound again. This is an indication over here. Be very careful. Just because you have experienced the divine once, that does not mean you let your guard down. If Vasudev ji and Devaki can again come back in bondage, can again be shackled and can be again put into the dungeon, when they leave Krishna and embrace Maya, what about us? Vigilance. Always vigilant. Who is in my heart? Who is in my heart? Who is in my mind? Is it Krishna or Maya? Krishna or Maya? The greatest of Swamis, the greatest of sages, the greatest of tapasvis fall. Why? Because this fire of devotion and love is blown away by Maya. And how do we keep this fire of love and devotion burning? And keep our hands over it so that this Maya, the wind of Maya does not blow it away? Constant vigilance, constant jap, constantly connecting to the Lord. All that we do, all our rituals are meant for that, nothing else. When we say, before you eat, offer to the Lord, connecting to the Lord. When we say, you have to pray thrice a day, right? Especially if you have a Janehu, morning, afternoon, evening, you have to pray. Why? Connecting to the Lord. When we say today is Abhishekam, today you have to fast. Why? Connecting to the Lord. Because when you're doing Abhishek, or when you're preparing for the prayers, or when you're fasting, you know there is an occasion, and then you have the thoughts of the Lord in the mind. You should have, at least. Not the thoughts of the food, but thoughts of Lord in your mind. So all the Karma Kand is based on only one thing, helping you to constantly connect with the divine. And कहते हैं ना कि when you constantly keep connecting and connecting and connecting and thinking about His glories, His qualities, slowly or steadily, eventually you'll fall in love with Him. That is the whole objective. Riddhi, Siddhi, Samriddhi, kuch bhi nahi hai. These are not. And the Lord is there, right? He is taking care of our 4 Purusharths. What are the 4 Purusharths? Dharma, Arth, Kam and Moksha. We do not follow Dharma. Arth and Kam se kya karna hai? Like Arth is money and desires we do not know, and we never reach Moksha then. But if we walk on Dharma, and we know what to do with our wealth, and we know that we should desire only for the Lord, we are not bound. Moksha, Mukti is at our feet. And that is what? 4 arms. He is the one who takes care of all the 4 Purusharths for us. Yet, we don't believe it, right? हमें लगता है कि we are taking care of ourselves. We are doing, we are achieving. If I don't, I will not. I have to contribute. This I is the one which is stopping you from realizing your true potential. अगर वसुदेव जी और देवकी ने सोचा होता कि हम कैसे भगवान को ले जा सकते हैं, how can we take him across the Yamuna? They could have never. But when they realized that Krishna is there, he will make it happen, everything happened. And when Yog Maya was brought back, shackles again, all shackles were on, and she started crying loudly. And when she started crying loudly, everybody awoke. Everybody got awakened. The guards rushed and they told Kans that the baby is born. Kans also realized he had been sleeping. He just got up and bare feet. Okay, no slippers, no crown, no jutiya, whatever he used to wear, no crown, nothing. And he rushed towards the dungeon with an open sword to slaughter the 8th child. He was fearing, right? He was dying every day because of the fear of being killed. We also die every day because of the fear of the future. We commit so many sins today to safeguard our future. Kans did so much to safeguard his future. Again, a reminder, we look down on Ravan, we look down on Kans. Are we any different? To safeguard our future, we sacrifice a lot of peoples today. Always remember this and try to understand what is being said here. And Kans was fearful. This fear had made him mad, right? We also work because of fear. Na kal agar hamare paas nahi hua to kya hoga? So he ran. And now this time Devki is crying. This time Devki is saying, please leave her. Don't touch her. She is not no harm to you. No. Kam said, this is your 8th child. He or she, whoever it is meant to destroy me. He took her by the feet and was about to hit her on a rock when she just escaped. And she showed her 8-hand form and she started laughing loudly. Who is able to hold on to Maya? Nobody. Nobody has been able to hold on to Maya. We keep trying, but Maya has the better of us. She laughs, She laughs at us. She says, I am amused by how silly you are. You keep holding on to me, you keep trying to catch me, you keep trying to get the better of me, but nobody can. And she laughed at Kans and said, what? Nobody has been ever able to hold me. And you fool, the one who is supposed to destroy and kill you is already born. He is safe somewhere. And your end will definitely come. You will pay for what you have done. You will get what you will deserve. And with a loud laugh, she disappeared. A ball of light, and she moved away. Kans was shocked. He did not know what to do. He could not believe. He said, even the Devas can be wrong. Because there was a Akashvani, right? Where they said, when he was taking Devki on the chariot after her marriage, happily loving brother he was at that time, there was Akashvani. And in the Akashvani, the Devas had said that the 8th child of Devki will destroy you. And now suddenly Yog Maya has said that 8th child is born and he's secure somewhere else. Now Kans is thinking, oh my goodness, even the Devas lie. Dekhiye, see, here, your ears, don't trust them. Many a times we do things by just listening to things, right? Listening to people, and we form judgments and we react and we act. Nahi. Be very careful. This is a lesson. Kans is saying even the Devas lie. What? Every organ of ours has a Dev, right? You know it, right? In Bhagwat, initially we have done the shape of a human, and every organ, the eye, the nose, the ear, the hands, have associated devtas with it. So now Kans is saying even the Devas lie. Of course the Devas lie. What is, we do not see, and what is not, we see. What is real, we consider unreal, and what is unreal, we consider real. That is why Maya is laughing at us, right? She is having the last laugh. She's wondering how foolish these people can be, how easy it is to fool them. So now Kans is actually, he can't believe it. He said, even the Devas lie? Over here, he is referring to the Akashvani. He is referring to the prediction that the 8th child will kill. And she said that he is secure somewhere. And at that time, there was repentance in his heart. Repentance that just because of the prophecy, just because of what the heavens had said, I killed my own family members. I slaughtered, I put my father into jail. I shackled, I actually imprisoned my sister, and I killed 6 children of hers ruthlessly. Deep down, he felt, how could I have been carried away? He looked at Devki and Vasudevji, he fell at their feet. Yes, Kans fell at their feet, and he started weeping and lamenting. He said, what I have done is not worthy of being ever forgiven. But you know, right? You know it is all destiny. Nobody is to blame. Whatever has to happen, happens. Bhagwan buddhi वैसी कर लेते हैं. And whoever is born has to die, and how he has to die is written. Everything is but an illusion which we believe is real. He was so shaken by what had happened. He was so ashamed at what he had done. He just did not know how these evil things happened through him. Can you imagine that Kans also had a heart? Kans also knew what was right and what was not. Kans also knew that, but yet he could not stop himself from doing what he had done. Does it ring a bell? When I read about Kans, I keep remembering that we are also no different from Kans. We all know what is right from wrong. We all know what is real from unreal. We all know the right way of living. We all know what is to be done, yet we are not able to do this. We do not know what we is. The feeling in the embodied being that I am this body, from which proceeds the distinction that this is mine and that is not mine, has its origin in ignorance. Full of grief, delight, fear, hatred, greed, infatuation, and pride, those possessed of a differentiating eye do not perceive God, destroying beings through the agency of being by resource to mutual strife. See? Because what happens? This mind and thine is the root cause of all our problems. And when there is mine and thine, this is me and that is you. When there is this distinction, what happens? Grief, fear, hatred, greed, infatuation, pride, delight, all these emotions take charge. And who is talking about all this? Kants. We know, right? Many a times we hear, मुझे पता है ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, पर मैं क्या करूं? हो जाता है, मुझसे नहीं हो रहा. I know this is wrong, but I do not know why I'm doing it. I understand what is the right thing to do in this situation, but I'm unable to work on it. I know, यही करना चाहिए, पर मुझे डर लग रहा है. This is what was happening to Kants also. Somewhere in his heart he knew. He was actually a fool who did not cognize his true self and identified himself with a material body, and he assumed the role of victim or agent of persecution. See, this is the biggest problem. Kants identified himself with the body. Kants wanted to protect himself only. We identify ourselves with the body. We want to protect ourselves only. Baki dunya jaye bhaad mein. Kants ne bhi to yahi kara na. And now he is repenting. And in spite of all this is beautiful. These 4 stutis we'll look into detail very soon. In spite of all this, Devki and Vasudevji forgave him. They said, yes, you are right. Whatever has to happen, happens. Nobody is to blame. Nobody is to blame. Jo kuch bhi, whatever you did to us, was because of precedence. Hence we forgive you, Kants. Don't worry. Don't be so guilty. And when Devki and Vasudevji forgave him, just imagine the heart of Devki and Vasudevji. He went back. But see, the wicked, right? This mind is very fickle. It behaves in a very peculiar manner. It's a monkey mind, right? And what does the monkey do? He apes. He copies. Right? What does a monkey do? You pick up a hat, he'll pick up a hat. You pick up a banana, he'll pick up a banana. You throw the watch, he'll throw the watch. So this mind has to be very carefully kept in the company of the wise and not the vile. If you are in the company of good, eventually without your knowledge, the mind will start following and behaving and thinking like them. इसके लिए कहते हैं ना, सत का संग, अच्छे जनों का संग, गुरु जनों का संग, नहीं तो निसंग. If there is no good company, be alone. If you feel that any company is going to take your virtues away, don't be. Aajkal, that is the problem with children, They do not want to be alone. That is the problem. Nowadays, we are in a generation where we do not appreciate and like our own self. We are so desperate to be constantly in the company of somebody or the other. From the very beginning, we have to train ourselves, train our children to love the company of the self. Every day spend time with yourself, so much so that you're contented with yourself. Nobody else is needed. Otherwise, what will happen? In desperation, if you don't get the right person, if you don't get a good company, you will go on with the foul company. And what will happen? This monkey mind stretches, right? If you're in the company of good, you're good. If you're in the company of bad, what happens? You become bad. You imitate, you slowly take the characteristics of whom you are with. And then you'll say, no, no, no. What if I can change them, right? Why should I be able to change people? Be very honest with yourself again. See, it is all about honesty with the self. This Krishna Janam, Krishna Prakriti, सब अंदर हो रहा है. हाँ, Krishna Janam हुआ. This is itihas. But it is all happening within us also, right? Honesty. Am I a big, 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 strong trunk who can float across the river? And when there are people who try to cross the river and they hold on to me, I can take them to the other shore, other side of the bank. Am I that kind of strong bark? Or am I a tweak? Tweak, right? Thin. And this tweak is struggling to stay afloat. Struggling, literally struggling to stay afloat. And if somebody holds it also, not only will that person sink, but the twig will also sink. Ab ho kya ab? Are you that big, strong trunk? Or are you a twig? देखिए, dishonesty to other people, okay. But don't be dishonest to yourself. And if you know you are a twig and not a bark, please choose your company wisely. So Kans over here, when he was in the company of Devaki Ma and Vasudevji, when Yog Maya had revealed herself, just imagine, Yog Maya revealed herself to Kans. He knew that this is Maya, right? We all know this is Maya. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना सब माया है. सब माया है, फिर क्या हो जाता है? When somebody dies, we say, Ram Naam Satya hai, Ram Naam Satya hai. फिर क्या हो जाता है? शमशान वैराग्य शमशान में ही रह जाता है. This is what happens to Kans also. After that, he went back. Next day, he talked to his demon friends, right? Bakasur, Agasur, Jarasandh. There was a mehfil of all these demons. And Kans said, this is what happened last night. And immediately these demons said, oh, we will take revenge. If Sri Hari, Vishnu's avatar, Krishna, is somewhere, he must have been born in the last 10 days. So we will kill all the Shishu, all the babies who have been born in the last 10-15 days. We'll kill all of them. We will not leave anybody. Where will we go looking? We'll destroy the Brahmins. We'll destroy the cows. We'll destroy the yagnas. We will destroy everything. Where is Sri Hari to be found? Hari kahan hote hain? Krishna is there where there is cow. Krishna is there where Brahmins are the ones, the knower of Brahmanas are there. Krishna is there where Havans are taking place. Krishna is there where good souls, saintly people exist. Krishna is there where other people are being served. And these demons said, we'll go to all these places and destroy. We will not let a single Havan happen. We will kill all the children that have been born in the last 15 days. So that we will destroy, we'll find and we'll kill. Destroy, find and kill. Be very careful, huh? ये हमारे साथ में भी होता है every day. Destroy, find, kill. Destroy, find, kill. It's a battle that is raging within us. Kurukshetra is not outside, inside. Kans and his army is not fighting outside. It is fighting inside also. Not only fighting outside, it's fighting inside also. Every good thought can be slaughtered by an army of demons. And when this kind of a thing happens, what is needed? What is needed? Love is needed. Love for God. Vigilance, awareness, ज्ञान, tapas, सब रह जाता है. After a point, devotion is the only answer. When this kind of a slaughter is happening, who can save us? Our efforts will become futile. है ना? Our efforts will become futile. कितना लड़ेंगे हम? तो हम नहीं लड़ेंगे. We won't fight. Why should we fight? He will fight. अब वो लड़ेंगे. हम नहीं लड़ेंगे. अब वो लड़ेंगे. क्योंकि हम लड़ लड़ के थक गए और अब हमसे और लड़ा नहीं जा रहा. When Krishna wanted to take birth from Devki's womb, he made sure that the womb was purified, right? All the vikars, sadvikar, negative tendencies, everything in the form of the 6 vikars were killed. And then Balramji came to check if the purification was right. He purified the place. And only then Sri Krishna came. Right? So, he will send somebody to destroy all the vikars. He will send somebody to purify after all the vices are done. And then he will take birth. जितने जल्दी हम ये समझ जाए ना, उतना जल्दी कृष्ण का प्राकट्य, कृष्ण will be born. Again, a reminder. Look, Devki never resisted Kansa's attack, right? Devki was quiet. Devki knew God is in control. The minute we stop using our limited power and we let Him work through us, bas prakritya ho jayega. So what happened? Over here, the demons are attacking. Demons are killing. Demons, army of demons, are destroying, taking hold of small little children and throwing them, drowning them, killing them. सब जगह हाहाकार मच गया. Terrified people running from pillar to post. कोई बचा ले. कौन बचाएगा? श्री कृष्ण. क्योंकि अब हम नहीं लड़ेंगे. कौन लड़ेंगे? कृष्ण लड़ेंगे. और जिस दिन we remove this hum or मैं and replace it with Krishna, our work will be done. Our work will be done. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman. Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. 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 Ram Lakshman Janaki, Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Ram Lakshman Janaki, Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Ram Lakshman Janaki, Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. बोलो बजरंग बली की जय. जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान.